Hey guys, my plan was to have filmed a few hours ago, but Jim ended up cutting his thumb, so we're going to start from the beginning. Not even sure really where to start. Let's start with whips. It's a Sunday afternoon, no makeup, I haven't done my hair. It'll be fine. I worked on Angelica by Lavender and Lace in December. I have not shown my progress on this one. I do not believe it was still sitting out on the table, which when that stack gets really high is when I know it is definitely time to film. This is my extra bedroom sewing room, by the way. This is where all my stuff was, so most of the work this time went in on that wing, and I also ended up having to rip all of this out and restitch it because I had done it in the wrong color. Such is life. This is Angelica by Lavender and Lace, doing this on a piece of fabric by a dyer who doesn't dye anymore. Part of that reason being she had an issue actually dyeing and getting things that people had paid for out to them, so it's always an issue. It's in a bag that I made. I have some more of this fabric. I need to do some of these to sell. I've tried to get back into selling bags again. I've actually sold a good many in January, so if you're not a part of my group, feel free to get in there. It's Eclectic Possessions on Facebook. I did not put any, nor am I going to put any up for sale this weekend. I've been focusing on some other things, but the past couple of weekends I have. Over Christmas break, I worked on a Quaker Christmas by Bygone Stitches. I'm doing this in a silk hank I believe I got from Dinky Dyes. And this is on a piece of Picture This Plus Oaken. Oaken is a really lovely color, and I think it lends itself very nicely to this green and the Christmas. So I pull this piece out only once a year at Christmas time. It'll get done eventually, but I'm not in any hurry. It's nice to work with those luxurious threads, which I have the rest of my hank in here. I finished, hold on, this piece. I do not have it because I dropped it off last weekend at the framer, so I should be able to pick that up in a week. So maybe sometime in February I'll do another video and show this completely FFO'd. So I'll put that chart over there. So that is a finish that took place. Actually, there's my receipt where I picked out a frame for that one. And I also, the same day, dropped off one that I've needed to have framed for a really long time. I dropped off Josephine. It's about time. Let's see. Trying to organize. I really should have done some planning and figuring this out prior, but planning's for losers. This is His Eyes on the Sparrow. This is a heartstring samplery piece. It is one of my favorite whips, which I'll get into more in a moment. I don't have a ton done. This is in the called for threads on the not called for fabric. This is a piece of Picture This Plus Velt. Children, you guys heard that right. I picked out this basket. I finally just ripped it out, the parts that needed to be ripped out, and redid it because I had messed it up previously, and it was one of the reasons I hadn't worked on this anymore, because I had said that I wasn't going to take it out, but then it was just gnawing at me, so it had to come out. This piece is going to be, I know you guys have heard by now or seen on Instagram, the Stitch 9 challenge that Farm Girl is doing, Michelle. This is a piece that I'm put on my Stitch 9 challenge. I know I've lost my mind thinking I can get that done, but I love it and I would like to have it done and framed. So that will see some love. A lot of love this year. I think I'm going to do a monogamous mania this year, and I think I'm going to do nothing but work on this piece all throughout mania and see how much I can get done in a month's time. I had a new start on January 1st. My new start was Elizabeth Masterton by The Scarlet Letter. And I am doing this on Picture This Plus Dill. And I am just using threads that speak to me. Really happy with how it's looking so far. Trying to get it. I got a lot done on this. I continue to fold it. Oh, it's so pretty. I love the colors. It's very jewel toned and fall colors. The border is done in gassed piney woods and pumpkin pie. And then there's some mulberry. And I think that is, hold please. There's Piney Woods, Brethren Blue, Pine, Mulberry, Grecian Gold, Ginger Snap, Pumpkin Pie, Cinnamon, Blue Spruce, and Burlap. That's what I'm using so far. Just really rich fall tones. And I will pull more that will come into it, but those are the main colors right now. I'm loving this. I started to put this on my Stitch 9 challenge, but I knew in my head that I was only doing it because it was what I was working on right then, which means right then it was my favorite thing ever. It doesn't need to be what I'm working on all the time. The other thing that I have worked on is Mermaid's Folly. This was already going to be my piece that I was planning to finish in 2019. So it was my #1 choice going into the Stitch 9 challenge. I actually haven't pulled all of those, so I probably won't show them all. Just the ones that I've worked on. I plan to finish 1 page in January. I ended up doing 1 column. So I got a good bit done. This is about half of it. A little over half. This go around I stitched from about right in here down. No, more than that, because I did the center of this flower about right here over all of this. That's a lot. Boobs. But she will take up about this whole piece. So if I can stick to doing a column every time I work on it, that was column 4, and there are 5, 6, and 7 are full columns like this one, and then column 8 is a partial. It's not a full page. So that is totally doable. That's a lot of stitching, but it's totally doable. It goes fast because it's not completely full coverage and you're not changing colors. And there was a lot this go around with her body that, you know, that's just, it's not stitched because it's her body. So I love this piece. I really want to get it done and up in my dining room. Jim is fine, by the way. He was cutting bread and he cut his finger and I was like, do you need stitches? And he was like, no, I'm fine. I'm going to be fine. So he wrapped it up. He bled through the bandage. He wrapped it up and he bled through the bandage. And then it stopped. And then he started doing something and it bled through the bandage. So he ended up getting about 3 stitches, but he didn't really want to go. The biggest problem is the fact that because of his heart surgery, he takes aspirin every day. So, you know. What else do we have here? Today, before the day is up, I plan on starting a new start. It's the last Sunday of the month, which makes this high tea, and I said I was going to do high tea this year. And this has been in my stash for a very long time. Carriage House Samplings, Houses of Hawkhorn Hollow. I finished Village, it's hanging, it's on my wall, so it's time to start something else. I've been waiting to start this until I got my fabric, and it came last weekend. It's going on this. Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal. This is Christmas at Williamsburg from Leslie at Under the Sea Fabrics. It's so beautiful. Like, that is a beautiful piece of fabric. I just, there are no words. I saw this in person twice, and then I was like, I have to have a piece of that. Hey, buddy. So this is getting started today. Put that over to the side. Show you a couple of bags that I made and sold this month. I'm keeping one of each of these for myself. This was a hex bag that I made, lined in a floral fabric. I've got to put something in that. Houses Hawkhorn Hollow is probably going in this one. I usually, if I make a set, I choose the one that I feel like turned out the worst, and I keep that one for myself if it's one that I want to keep. And this one I didn't feel like that the lace was straight because it goes a little under the edge here, so I kept it for myself. And this is lined in a lovely polka dot. So, things that are going to be a part of my Stitch 9 challenge that I have not started yet. We all know that I do all kinds of BAPs, so I'm trying to start a few and finish a few that are smaller. We all know I'm going to start Goat Load for my birthday, so a bunch of us are starting this on March 1st. I want to start and finish Butternut Tavern because I want to make some pillows, some little pillows. Love that one. Also want to start this because I absolutely love that house. Probably turn into a little pillow as well. And then Jen from Quirks and Stitches made me buy this a while ago, but I want to stitch and finish this. Riley Harbor by Kathy Barrick. I think Avika Wonderland Stitcher just started this. It's looking really good. Random thread. Other things that I plan on starting this year that were part of my Christmas haul from Jim. These are going to be some high tea starts later. I've had this chart for a long time. This is the Red Deer Sampler from GGR. So I've had the chart for forever. Jim got me the threads for Christmas. So, I mean, those are just some bright, lovely colors. It's going to be so pretty. I have to figure out what fabric I want to do it on. Something darker. So that will get started this year. Jim also bought and kitted up with the Belle Soie and one Gloriana, Susan Wasban from the Scarlet House. So that will get started this year. I may attempt this on 40 count, guys, because Belle Soie is expensive, and he bought me the one skein of everything, and this was charted for 40 count. So I'm thinking that's how I'll have to do it. I have some haul. This was a gift. The lovely Letitia, we know her, we love her, saw this, thought of me, knew I would love it, and had it mailed to my house. Thank you, dearie. I bought this off eBay because I have a place in my heart for Quakers. This is the Martha Brady Ackworth sampler. This is one of those where it folds out. So those are always fun to stitch. Maybe I'll have to make a working copy of that one. I'll save that one for last. It's my favorite. This one I bought because I saw it on eBay. And I'm 99% positive that Nicole at Nicole's Needlework has stitched this, which means I need to own it and I need to stitch it. Rebecca Robinson by the Scarlet Letter. There you go. I think that's just pretty. A lovely honeysuckle border. Big house. Really pretty. And these, I find that I like all of them, these reproduction samplers that were put out like this. This is the Margaret Alexander sampler. Really big. There's a cat getting into everything. Last one that I bought, I've been looking for this forever. I've had it on my eBay search where, you know, they email you if it pops up in a sale. McKenna's been looking for it for me. I finally did another search online and found it at a shop in Ohio. So I ordered it and they sent it to me. It says Jane Tyndall by Needlework Press. Any chart where there is a really awesome red cow, a big rooster, a goose. No, it's not a goose, that's a duck. It looks like a mallard. I mean, I need to stitch this. And it's beautiful. I'm going to remove the religious saying and maybe put in something by Thoreau or, yeah, I think I finally settled on something by Thoreau. We'll see. Really short. I didn't do a lot of buying. I'll show you the other Stitch 9 as they come up. They include hold on. I'm not organized, guys. So that's 4, 5, 6. There's 3 more. One was a quilt. I want to finish the quilt that I started for myself. One was the Starry Night Sampler, which is a city stitcher chart that I had started with Olivia. And the other one is eluding me. I don't remember what the other one was that I said I was going to finish this year. But I'm sure I love it, and I'm sure it's really important. Oh well. Another thing that I'm definitely going to start is the Susanna Jane Tombstone reproduction that Works by ABC has just come out with. I don't have it printed yet. I have not started it yet because I really want to not rush it. I want to put some thought into it. I was chatting with Diana today, and I really believe I'm going to order me a piece of Picture This Plus Dapple. And when that gets here, make sure that it's the feel that I want for it, because I want it to feel like stone. It's a beautiful reproduction of an antique tombstone of a woman who passed away named Susanna Jane. It is amazing. She has it charted in some colors that I will probably change up, but Arlene actually encourages that, or has, I know, encouraged that with me. So I am going to do some blacks, some grays and browns, and really make it dark. So I'm excited to get started on that. Go check out her newest video. I know McKenna's video has where she has started it, and she's doing it in the called for threads. So go check that out. Go get a copy of it. We're doing a stitch along. It's amazing. Very rarely do I say that about a chart, but it's really amazing. I'm glad that she gave the option of over one for the bottom part of it. I'm excited to do that. I guess that's it. Other things that I'm really into right now is my husband not bleeding to death. I'm getting back into essential oils. So, okay, ladies. Something that I love to do when I do laundry now, because his gym clothes and his work clothes, like, they can get pretty ripe. So I have learned that if I put tea tree essential oil in the washer along with my regular detergent, that really helps. And it makes my entire house smell amazing. And it doesn't, like, our clothes don't, like, smell strongly of essential oils afterwards, because, you know, they go through the washer, they go through the dryer, but I feel like it's kind of an antimicrobial, I'm sure I'm butchering that, essential oil. I feel like it really lifts a lot of that smell and whatever bacteria is causing that smell. So I'm really into doing that with our laundry, and doing lavender for our sheets and our towels. I'm getting really into organizing, which means at the moment it's a mess. My sewing room in here, it was so neat and organized until you opened up the closet and I just shoved everything in there. I'm going to show you guys the mess. I've pulled everything out and built a shelving system to go in the closet. So right now, I mean, this is what we're looking at. Jim bought me a new sewing machine for Christmas. Like a nice one. Like a Janome electronic, super nice sewing machine. I haven't used it yet. I'm kind of scared. I'm scared to use it, but I've got to get over that. But I want to completely organize everything and get everything settled in here. Get it set up over there on my sewing table, watch some tutorials, and get to it, and get it figured out. And I need to get it figured out because me and Olivia and Diana are starting a quilt-along really soon. So I need to figure out what the heck I'm doing with that nice sewing machine, because I'm definitely going to be using it to quilt that quilt. What else am I into? Self-care. I know we all go through patches where it's harder for us than others with anxiety and depression, but it's been a rough month. I think between the holidays and we just had the 3-year anniversary of my dad dying. Or, you know, maybe my meds just aren't working as well. I don't know. So I've been trying to handle that through self-care instead of, I know Diana's going to yell at me, instead of calling my doctor and asking for a change in my medication. Because anybody that takes medication, you know, altering it in any way can really mess you up short term. Long term, good, short term, bad. And I don't want to do it if I don't have to, but I may end up having to do that. But I've been just trying to really focus on self-care and taking care of myself, which means I have been hermiting more than usual and spending more time alone than usual. And you may be thinking to yourself, well, that's not good if you're depressed. No, it is. That's I know my personality. That's what I need. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Myers-Briggs personality spectrum, but I fall under INFJ, which means I could spend like 95% of my time alone, and that's good for me. So it's a good thing. But that's it. I'm going to do what I did last time with my village chart. So if anybody is interested in stitching the 3 Things Sampler, this is my copy. This is what I stitched from. I have not corrected the errors that are on the chart, and there are some. So if you want to stitch this and stitch carefully and slowly to watch out for the few errors that are in here, you can win this chart from me. So I will be giving this away. Today is, let's see, it's the last Sunday of January. We'll close out the giveaway, let's say 3 weeks into February. So February 21st at midnight Eastern Standard Time, I will close out this. So if you're interested in stitching this, just say, I want to stitch the 3 Things Sampler, and maybe tell me your favorite self-care tip. I think that would be good for all of us to be able to go through and read. So I want to stitch the 3 Things Sampler and your favorite self-care tip. So do that, go forth, stitch. I'll be back in hopefully a month's time, maybe sooner, and give you the winner there. I ask, you don't have to be a subscriber, but I want you to be an adult. I don't care where you live. I'll send it anywhere, and don't say giveaway. You guys know the routine. So do that. I'll get this uploaded. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it. I feel like I'm all over the place this time, but I know it's just because my head's a mess. But I'm gonna go start my new piece, and that will be on Instagram later. Bye, guys.